So let's discuss the differences between Sqoop and Kafka Connect. So both these technologies are used in data ingestion layer in the pipeline, big data pipeline. So Sqoop was developed by Cloudera in year 2011. Kafka Connect was developed by Community, if you see, but Confluent is the main company behind Kafka Connect, and I am just writing Confluent along with lot of open source committers in year 2015. We also called it like a Kafka Connect API sometimes. Kafka Connect is for multiple external systems. This Sqoop is for primarily RDBMS, but it does support some NoSQL databases like HBase, and there is some support for mainframe DB2. But primarily, if you see, this is for RDBMS, relational databases Sqoop. Now, Kafka Connect has a principle which is configuration over coding. Configuration over coding. So we will just configure our connectors rather than coding these connectors. If the connector is available, then it will save a lot of time because we just have to configure. So that is very nice feature in case you don't have developers in your team and you want to connect external systems like upstream system or downstream system. You can just configure connector and you don't have to code it. Sqoop is a technology which is based on Sqoop commands. So again, using Sqoop commands, you can simply write Sqoop import a particular table. You can write like this. So this particular technology, when you are writing Sqoop commands, you are importing or exporting data. So you are not basically writing code here also. So it is also very convenient for those people who are involved in data ingestion from RDBMS or data export to RDBMS. So this is very convenient. These are commands or kind of utility, Sqoop utility. So you can just fire these commands and you can retrieve data or you can export data. Apart from that, Sqoop is batch based on MapReduce primarily. There are some Spark related implementation on GitHub, but not very much popular. But if you see in production, most of the people are still using Sqoop on MapReduce. Kafka Connect is near real time. Sqoop, it's on demand. You will run the command and then you will be executing it. But Kafka Connect is always on 24/7. Connectors are listening for the data and it is retrieving data. So this is another important difference. This is enabling a kind of Kappa architecture in your organization, and continuously new tweets are coming or new log file lines are being written. So you are ingesting that data continuously. So this is much more real time compared to Sqoop. Apart from that, in Sqoop, we have MapReduce jobs running under the hood. So there is no reduce operation as such in Sqoop 1, and Sqoop 2 is not popular because it is deprecated. But in Sqoop 1, which is more popular in production, so I am referring to that right now. So this is MapReduce job. So when I say MapReduce job, so like in reduce, no reduce phase means no statistical function, no computation happening, no transformation happening. So you are just mapping data from relational database into HDFS. But this Kafka Connect gives you single message transform, so you can actually modify the events as they are propagating. Kafka Connect requires or recommended to use a separate cluster. But Sqoop does not require separate cluster. Apart from that, Kafka Connect is based on producer consumer API. Under the hood, it is making use of Kafka producer consumer API. But Sqoop is, as I mentioned, based on MR framework. These days, a lot of companies prefer Kafka Connect over Sqoop. The reason is very simple. Near real time 24/7 connector is running, and there are so many connectors available on Confluent Hub. If you go to Confluent Hub, you will find list of connectors which are available here. But in Sqoop, since it is batch, there is support for limited external systems like RDBMS or HBase. So these days you will find Kafka Connect is becoming lot more popular than Sqoop. Hope this gives a fair amount of idea what are the differences between these two technologies.